Basically, my ministry is based around the concept that God's grace is sufficient to see you through. And I've spent the majority of my life having surgeries. Had my first one when I was 9 months old, and I've actually had over 64 orthopedic procedures since then, 7 total hip replacements as an adult. And so when I stand in front of a congregation and do the songs that God's laid on my heart to write and sing and then share my testimony, it's to those who are hurting, who think God doesn't understand. But I'm there to tell them His grace is sufficient, and He does understand. I was doing a concert in a church in East Texas, and there's a song that I usually close my concerts with. It's called I'll Run With You. And it's based around the concept that we're all going to limp up to heaven. But by the grace of God, will we all get there? Some of us will get there physically limping to heaven. But I get to do one thing I've never done my whole life, and that's run when I get to heaven. And so the song is, I may limp up to the gates, but I'll run on the other side. And as I sang that song, there was a woman who'd been suffering from cerebral palsy her whole life. Couldn't speak very well, but she started to get more and more excited as the song went along and got more and more vocal. You could actually hear her in the congregation getting louder and louder. And a 17-year-old boy was sitting behind her and broke down and started crying because he realized that this woman who had suffered from cerebral palsy all of her life was getting a vision through that song that she was going to run on the other side. She wouldn't be limping anymore, that her body would be made new. There's so many children that feel like that because they're disabled, that life doesn't hold as much hope for them as it does a well-bodied individual. But I have news for you. We have to be out there taking their hand and say, you may be differently able, not disabled, but differently able, but God has put something within you. You find what that is. We need to encourage those people and reach out and touch them in a great way and show them that hope still exists for the hopeless.